I apologize. I guess this Mercury retrograde made my video stop in the middle of it. This is part 2 of CERN. Please go watch the first one so that you have an idea of what we're talking about, because I'm going to pick up right where we left off. I'm just sitting here and I started to do the reading again, and I got real dizzy and something didn't feel right. Something was off, and I said, Spirit, what's wrong? What's off? So I shuffled the cards, and this one spit out of the deck, and it says cyber attack. Perhaps CERN's shutdown was some sort of cyber attack, a cyber incident by ETs or by our government. So cyber attack, a cyber incident may soon unfold. It could be a routine glitch or the opening move in a larger game. Even after systems recover, the trust that once held may be compromised. Trust is going to be compromised from this cyber attack. It could be a routine glitch, like my computer glitched. What do we need to know about this cyber attack? This is where we left off earlier. It says spreading the truth, and I'm glad it came out again. It was my last final message from Spirit, not to get too deep into the CERN thing too much longer, but I have to finish what I was saying. Spread the truth. In a world where disinformation spreads faster than facts, even the truth seeker must move with care. Share only what you've examined, what you trust, and what you're willing to stand behind. So I'm willing to stand behind what's coming out of here right now. But they don't want me to dig too deep, is basically what they're saying. They want me to make sure that we're spreading the truth about, because we talked about conspiracy theories earlier and stuff like that. But back to our question was, it says controlling resources. So they're just trying to control the resources. We had weather modifications earlier, with weather manipulation earlier. Now that we had shortages of supplies and demands earlier in the last reading, now we've got controlling resources. When chaos strikes, those in power move quickly. Under the cover of conflict or catastrophe, access to vital resources can be quietly seized. So they're creating these disasters so that it's a distraction, kind of like go to war, so your mind is on the war, and then over here they're doing all kinds of shady shit in the background so that they can quietly seize resources. And that is oil. I am thinking about the Strait of Hormuz. I am. Pretty much everything is ran by CERN. CERN started the World Wide Web. That's where it was discovered. It was created so that these scientists could communicate together. That was his intention, but it turned out to be huge. The World Wide Web became huge. And it is a tool that we can use to spread resources, but everything is controlled by the internet now. Even these oil rigs, I'm sure, are computer generated right now. AI operated. The oil field is pretty much a masculine, tough industry, manual labor. But one cyber attack could control and shut down resources of oil, and then we're in deep. But yeah, the Strait of Hormuz, there's something about that right now that I don't know why that's coming out. Why is the Strait of Hormuz important right now? Because of the homestead. Simplicity and abundance flow naturally when life is lived in rhythm with the land. A homestead is more than a shelter. It's a declaration of independence from fragile systems and uncertainty supply chains. So America wants to make sure that their homesteads are provided for. And you know what I mean? That's why they're trying to control it right now. It's more than a shelter. It's a declaration of independence. That is the United States. We just had our birthday, 250 years of birthday. From fragile systems and uncertain supply chains. So there is an uncertain supply chain. The United States at one time was a booming industry for oil field, and it still kind of is. There still is a good market for the oil field out there, but it is not the same because I live in Texas. A lot of my clients work in that industry. They're gone for long times of periods, but I think during COVID, they went through an issues too, you know, with a supply chain demand. So there's something about oil is important here. All right. I don't know. I'm drawing a blank. I really just wanted to get back on here and say that there's something about our digital ID. That's where we left off. So the CERN instrument, remember, it is a round circular ring that is buried in Switzerland in the earth, and there's tunnels that go to it, and it spins faster than the speed of light, and it's able to shoot through and manipulate time, create portals and wormholes. And it is said that we've allowed entities to come through there, and we've been communicating with other dimensions through this technology. That's how we got the World Wide Web. That's how we're communicating now. So new advances in that area, but it shut down. And that's why we're asking, why did it shut down? And they're saying it's because they're wanting to do some upgrades and they'll reopen it in 4 years. Well, something's going to happen in 4 years. Obviously, I feel like our digital ID was shut down by a galactic federation, or I think we have leaders in the country and we have leaders in the Galactic Federation. So different species of the Palladians. We've already had the Full Disclosure movie come out. So we already know there's reptilians for sure. There's many, many more, but that are here. The Greys, the mantis people, they're insectoid people, the I don't know why I'm forgetting them now. Let's see. Oh, the Nordics, which is very interesting. The Nordics. And yeah, so we already know they're here. And so there's got to be more. I listened to a girl and she does remote viewing, and she wanted to know why CERN went down too. And so she remote viewed and she took a team of spirit guides with her to go look. And what she saw is that pretty much the white hats had told them that they had to shut it down. So that to me was confirmed through the cards when it said the digital ID was shut down. So that was our ID to the extraterrestrials, to the other galaxies. So why was it shut down by the Galactic Federation? If that's true, why was it shut down? We're getting food insecurity. The easiest way to destabilize a region is to destabilize its food supply. Limiting access to food forces, dependency, and compliance becomes a survival strategy. Interesting. So the idea of the reason why aliens were coming here was for resources. Okay, resources for them to take with them. So now there could be a scarcity going on for our nation, for Earth. And so we got homestead, we got food insecurity, we had concerns of droughts, population control. We talked about this earlier. It's a lot, and I'm getting that dizzy feeling again. So I don't know, you guys. It's an interesting time. Can we just ask what CERN will look like when it comes back online in 2030? What is going to happen, or what will it look like, or what is the intentions when CERN comes back online in 2030, please? And then we're going to close the reading. I'm going to respect you, spirit. Paranoia. The mind really twists reality when trust is absent. Be mindful when paranoia begins to creep in, and don't let fear-based thinking take over. Not everything is a threat, and not all outcomes are negative. So I don't think that this is a negative outcome, although there's a bunch of, concern about a cyber attack. There's concern, but they don't want you to be paranoid that something's going to happen that's really bad in 2030. Don't be paranoid about it. Okay, thank you. Can you tell us what will happen? Or they're going to tell me maybe paranoia is going to be the problem. Yeah, paranoia is going to be the problem. Climate change is coming out again, you guys. The planet is undergoing profound shifts, yet forces may be at work to exploit this crisis for control. When the heat rises, the answers are below the surface. When the heat rises, the answers are below the surface. This card came out just a few minutes ago in the first part of our reading. CERN is in the earth and it is affecting our climate. So that's another confirmation. This came out in the last reading too. Supply chain demands. A global supply chain collapse is underway. So this is what's coming in 2030. They want us to reconnect with our community and focus on self-sufficiency. That's why the homestead keeps coming out here. And there was a message earlier when I picked it up. It said, start now and start learning how to grow your own gardens. It was one of the cards at the bottom earlier, and I forgot to mention it. It said, do whatever you need to do. Start somewhere. Whether it's just an herb garden of seeds in your windowsill, start somewhere. Okay, so we've been warned, we've been told there's some things going on right now concerning climate control. And that's probably why CERN got shut down, because it's affecting climate control. And the Galactic Federation was like, that's enough. You guys are power hungry, controlling country, and we're shutting you down or else, is kind of what the idea of it is. So does that resonate with you? Does that make sense? Was there a divine intervention that said that CERN had to shut down because it was affecting our planet through climate control? Do you believe that? Use your free will. It's up to you. I believe it because why else would these cards lie to me? When I ask a question, I expect to be told the truth. That is my intentions. Part 2 of CERN, why did you shut down? We're also talking about dark matter. I was curious about the dark matter issues, like how is dark matter working in our lives that we can't see? Something that's holding us together. What is it in your life that is you can't see? It's dark, but it's the only thing that's holding you together. Something that's keeping you together. Gravity. What are you being pulled towards? What are you being drawn towards? Like a suction vacuum. Something is sucking you in and vacuuming you in. Okay. What does that look like for you? And that's where I wanted to take this reading. So I'm not going to close it. I'm going to keep it open because I didn't get to finish this part. Split deck. Split deck. You have the Hermit and you have the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles is the earth sign. So he has a lot of grounding earth energy, understands earth, how the earth works. Okay. And using wisdom in cultivating the earth. Okay. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. So how is dark matter working for you? There's a spirit guide here that you cannot see. Virgo, strong Virgo. Okay. This is a spirit guide. He's cloaked. You can't see him. Okay. So it could be a person in your life that you're not, like there's a veil over your eyes. Have you ever seen something in plain sight? Like, I didn't know that's been there this whole time. I didn't even know it was there. It's like it was cloaked. Cloaking spell. You know, that's what wizards do. He's a wizard, but he's also a guide. So you do have spirit guides here to help keep you grounded, to teach you the ways of the earth, how to cultivate the earth. That's what's holding us together right now. Thank you, Spirit. That's beautiful. So what's holding us together right now in this dark matter? What is it we cannot see? We have the Queen of Cups in the reverse. This is emotional ungroundedness. This is a divine feminine who is emotionally in despair. She's not really feeling like, she doesn't feel like she's grounded. She doesn't feel, she's emotional. So we need to get grounded. That's Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy. Very strong Cancer because we're in Cancer season right now. It's an emotional time. Okay. I got to talk a little about astrology where Saturn was squaring Cancer, Sun. This was causing an emotional imbalance of, wanting to get control of a situation, but feeling helpless and not able to, but recognizing that something does need to change. You need to get grounded and rooted, and structured, get something, start building that dream, start making those changes, be disciplined to do the work. So interesting. So what we don't see is, even though we're not seeing the truth, okay, you've got the Ace of Swords in the reverse with the Eight of Pentacles. Okay. So things are working for you, but you can't see it because you're blinded. Okay. Holy Spirit, I ask for you to take the blinds off of our eyes and allow us to see the truth in the situation at this time. How dark matter, how matters, how we matter. You matter. Keep working hard. Don't quit. Okay. What is the perspective that needs to be seen here? What is the truth that needs to be seen here? So we have the Death card in the reverse, Scorpio energy. This is resisting change, not letting something end. This is called being stubborn and fixed, where you don't want to change your point of view no matter what. Some people are happy being miserable and they want to stay that way. They work hard to stay miserable and not see truth or get clarity. That feels like a distraction. Some things are never going to change with that kind of mindset. So, Spirit, let's get these cards flipped around. Let's get these people out of this mindset. How can we do this? What's the perspective that needs to be seen? Temperance, 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 temperance. Things take time. This is going to take some time. It's earth energy. Yeah, it gets frustrating, but you got to mutate your emotions. You got to learn to pour from one cup into another cup gently and patiently. This is the way you communicate to others and seeing other people's truth as well. Remaining balanced and patient with others is the only way out of this. The sun is rising in the background, but it is time to stay very temperate and balanced. There's a lot of testing going on right now this week. Okay. So, what is this situation here with the reversal of the Ace of Swords? What is the Ace of Swords reversed? There he is again, the King of Pentacles. This guy is getting frustrated with those. This person's very grounded and disciplined and does the work. And if this person could find themselves being tested and impatient with others around them that are emotionally upside down right now, to be honest with you. And it can have to do with where at a workplace situation too. What's this Eight of Pentacles? Eight of Pentacles is the magician. They're saying, get to work. You are able to manifest anything that you want. Gemini, this is the higher mind. Look at all these major arcanas. This and that are true. Not looking at somebody else's perspective and saying that they're a liar is not always the case. Some people do lie, don't get me wrong. You could be dealing with a Scorpio, Capricorn, or excuse me, a Scorpio, a Capricorn, a Sag, a Gemini. Could be a Cancer who lies. They do lie. But could it be it's just their perspective? What if you were born with a lie? What if you were born thinking there was a Santa Claus and nobody ever told you? And you grow up and you're 50 years old, you're still thinking there's a Santa Claus. Well, there is one. This and that are true. But it's become an egregore. Do you know what an egregore is? Saint Nicholas was a saint who did great things for the community, gave presents and gifts to the poor. It became a beautiful symbol of giving during the holidays, a creation of magic. Can Santa Claus really ride a sleigh full of reindeer, you guys? We believed this stuff when we were kids. Come on. So somebody here is stuck in an old mindset and they are unwilling to change, and it is causing a friction. And if you're dealing with Taurus energy, that's fixed earth. They're very stubborn. It's the ox. They work hard like an ox. They don't understand what other people don't. And if you're like the Queen of Cups over here in the reverse, you're like, well, I don't understand why you work so hard all the time and you're never home. That makes me sad and makes me emotionally upset. And no, but you're never here to help with the kids, for example, or the housework. So we're not seeing eye to eye on the truths. And so dark matter, that's this Scorpio in the reverse. It's not over. Something's not over. Something that you think is over is not. You're just not seeing it things clearly. You can't see that Michael the Archangel is holding you two together like the glue that's holding you together. You will continue to be drawn back to each other. Is that true? Is that true? Yes, the Lover's card. You will continually be drawn back to each other. You will make a choice to come back to each other. It almost feels like a twin flame energy. So these angels are dark matter working indivisibly. You have two angels here and a magician and the angel of death and change and transformation, the angel of balance and temperance, the angel of love. And how beautiful is this? How beautiful is this? This is worldwide. We talked about the World Wide Web earlier with CERN. You know, and it does feel like divine intervention. With CERN shutting down, it feels like divine intervention. You know, it's not over. It'll start back up in the reverse. But there was something going on with the people and the planet, and it was causing some problems. So the object lesson here is like it feels like a little bit of a twin flame soul contract sort of thing that draws you back to people, places, and things to gain new perspectives, to your soul signed up for whatever it is that you're experiencing at this time right now. If you're feeling emotional, just allow yourself some time to clear the energy. Stay focused on working towards your goals. Nothing's set in stone right now. It just feels like there's a time to take a little bit of a break from whatever you're not seeing clearly right now. And know that spirit's got your back. The invisible force that's holding you together and sucking you in to the places and the people that you're drawn to is being guided by your angels right now. All right, folks. Well, that is part 2 of CERN shutting down. The Galactic Federation going in there and saying, we got to shut this thing down. This is, imagine this big internal like wheel spinning at the speed of light, faster than the speed of light. And I got that dizzy feeling where like vertigo, I started feeling vertigo. I think it's starting to impact the psyche of people. I think it's starting to impact their emotions. This amount of energy is so strong, it almost feels like a God particle. And it's kind of a little nerve wracking when you consider we're dealing with such big things like that. Creativity at such a level that is mind blowing. And so sometimes we can do things for our own personal gain and for power and control. And so that is a little bit of why I think CERN's being shut down. Maybe we're getting a little smack on the wrist. Maybe we're saying, no, this isn't good for humanity. Let's give things a break for a little while. That's what I'm thinking. So All right, folks. So that's what I have for our second half of CERN. Talk to you soon. More later. Bye.